Game 4 NBA Finals matchup between Boston Celtics in Dallas against the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Tip-off is set for 8:30 p.m. Eastern, live on ABC tonight, national television. Let's talk about the series a little bit. We're going to go over some analysis. We're going to go over some of my predictions, talk about how the series has gone so far, talk about a little bit of conspiracy for all you guys out there that think that there's a bigger power associated with sports betting, the house Vegas, all of that. And then we're going to go over a side of player props for tonight. And yeah, guys, I didn't do a video for Game 3 because you guys didn't show me that much love on Game 2 video. So I didn't really have a lot of motivation. So if you want me to keep making the videos, we got MLB coming up next. Make sure you guys drop me a like on the video, smash the subscribe button, show me some love for me putting in all this time and energy into getting you guys a lot of research and analysis so you guys can make the best bets and best picks possible to make some money watching the games. So I do have a best bet for tonight on my winnable if you guys want to check it out. I also have another best bet for tonight. It's in baseball. So we got one baseball play tonight on my best bets. We have one NBA super hammer on my best bets. And then I have two player prop slips that I have as well for my best bets tonight. So for if you guys like player props or if you guys like the super hammer sportsbook plays of money lines, spreads, stuff like that, I have it on here. You can check it out. Try me out for a week. Try me out for a month. Use code PLAYOFFS if you guys want to get 20% off. The link is in the description of this video to get to my winnable. Try it out. Let me know how you guys like it. All my VIP clients, get ready for tonight. I've already sent you the plays. Check them out. All right, so let's talk about this game. And first, before we go over that, let's talk about this. This was today on my Hard Rock, and as you can see, the normal line for Celtics money line tonight is minus 110, and you can see if you click this right here, you're going to get plus 120 if the Celtics win. And you guys know how I feel about this all the times. It's like when the books are throwing things like this on our screen, pop-ups, it's usually because they want you to lose money. I'm sure that our great friends, the house, the casino, Vegas, the system, I'm sure that they just don't want to give us free money, guys. And sometimes these things do win and sometimes people do make money, but a majority amount of the times they're offering these things for a reason. Nothing good comes easy and nothing good comes free. And guys, they're not going to be just giving us free money like this. So that leads me into my analysis today. And first, let's take a look at where the money is on for today as far as the public. So obviously, the series score right now is 3-0. The last game was pretty close. The Mavericks did win in the first quarter, just barely, and they won in the first half. And then they ended up choking at the end of the game. Luka Doncic fouls out, with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter after they were going on a tremendous 20-2 run. It's unreal. But as you can see, 60% of the bets are on Boston and 70% of the money is on Boston money line today. Now, let's talk about the odds, and the odds are pretty much even, right? The spread is about 1 to 1.5, depending on what sports book that you're using. So it's pretty tight, and as far as the money line, it's pretty tight as well, pretty much even. So this game is really a toss-up in the eyes of the odds makers. Now, we'll talk about that in a little while here. As you can see, the spread, it's much more favoring Boston on the spread tonight, similar to the money line as well. And then the public is always on the overs for all of these games. It's about 210, 211, depending on what book that you have. Shop around and see what you guys can come up with for the best, depending on who you decide to go to. I'm going to give you guys my leans and my projections based on what I think and my ideology. And you guys can use that. You guys can use my projections and picks, or you can combine it with some of your own knowledge, some of your own people that you guys watch to get you guys the best. So yeah, today the total is at 211. Honestly, I haven't touched the totals, guys, for any of these recent games. A lot of them have gone under, and you could look at an under in this game. But something to note is what we'll talk about is the shooting has been absolutely horrendous, especially for Dallas, and Boston's numbers haven't even been ideal as to what they were capable of shooting And Dallas has been absolutely treacherous, especially from the 3 point line. So could they come out today and actually start hitting shots? I mean, damn, they're going to have to if they want to avoid a sweep. Dallas, which would be pretty damn embarrassing. Uh, Game three, Mavs had 13-point lead. They won the first quarter by 1 point. The normal line for the first quarter was the first quarter spread was 1.5. So, you know, even though they won by 1 point, a lot of people got bent with the first quarter spread. And they were leading the first quarter by 6 points with 40 seconds left, and ended up only winning it by 1 point. So if you did first quarter money line, you cashed. And if you did first half money line, you cashed as well. And we had known this and looked at recent games in the past, right? It makes sense the team down 0-3 when they're at home, they're going to come out firing. And I expect the same tonight. I don't think the Mavericks are just going to roll over and let the Celtics shit on them and sweep them at home. And we said the same thing similar to the Pacers when the Celtics were going to sweep them. They did end up winning the game, right? The Celtics beat the Pacers outright in that game to force the sweep. However, they didn't win the first half. And that's where you see where this could happen tonight, where the Mavericks come out and win the first quarter, or the Mavericks come out and win the first half, right? Or maybe, hopefully that happens 2-2, or maybe Celtics win first quarter, Mavericks win first half type of thing. But I do think the Mavericks have a better shot in the first half, rather than going up against a veteran Celtics team who's experienced. They are now, I believe, 8-0 on the road, and they're just unstoppable right now. And so it could happen similarly to last game in Game 3, where the Mavericks are winning at half and then they end up choking, and the veteran Celtics, experienced Celtics team ends up getting the sweep. And I got to think this, I'm going to just say this. We got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, both very, in their teammates, they're brothers, right? But you got to think that those guys are both going for the MVP of the finals right now. They're probably number 1 and 2, although Drew Holiday has been absolutely fantastic in games 1, 2. Ended up going under, I believe, in Game 3. However, he's just not the face of the Celtics. He's a great player, probably put them into the place that they are, but he's just not the face in eyes of the media and this and that. It's between Brown and Tatum realistically for the MVP. So I believe that regardless of Celtics win tonight, I'm sure they wouldn't mind losing tonight and actually getting to win the finals in Boston in Game 5. So I'm kind of leaning towards Mavs winning tonight, and I'm sure the Celtics wouldn't mind, like I said, going and winning the finals in Game 5 in Boston. But I do think this. I do think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to go crazy tonight regardless, because those two are facing off for the MVP finals. And so which one is it going to be, But this game, realistically, guys, is a toss-up. And I'll say this right now. I do think that, obviously, everybody, the fans, the NBA, everybody wants to see a Game 5. Nobody wants to see a sweep. I've been on the Mavericks since Game 1, to be honest, which was a mistake. However, I don't think they could. I mean, that's why I said I just threw a little bit of money on this game tonight, and then I have a majority of my bankroll tonight in my MLB play, because you just don't know. Like, could the Mavericks really lose 4-0 and lose another game at home? Yeah, it's possible, because they're playing like absolute garbage right now. And although I do think the script is that they want the Mavericks to at least get one game, and sell more ticket sales, for the next game in Boston, make millions and millions of more dollars, do $40 million more in ad revenue for all the commercials. I do think all of this, but you can't make the Mavericks make shots if they're sucking and they're not hitting shots. You know what I mean? So I do think that maybe the Mavericks do pull this game on. I think everybody wants the Mavericks to pull this game on and send it back to Boston, where Boston will probably win Game 5. And that's kind of how I see it happening tonight. However, Luka's been carrying. Kyrie had a game of the year of the series last game with like 35 points. And if he doesn't do that again, they have no fucking shot. The role players haven't even stepped up at all. And we're going to talk about that a little bit going into player props. But for the Mavericks, the Mavericks won the first half in Game 3. Then Boston outscored them by 34 points, and they took a 20-point lead. somehow the Mavericks, we know this, the Celtics take their foot off the gas in situations like this, and the Mavericks then took an 18-point run and ended up cutting the lead down to 3 points. Then we all saw Luka Doncic gets fouled out with 4 minutes left and then completely destroyed the momentum, and the Mavericks ended up losing the game. Talk about a little stat here. Teams down 0-3 going into Game 4 as underdogs. At home, we're 14-12 straight up. Dallas has a good chance to force Game 5, and the NBA, like we said, they would love a Game 5. They would not be opposed, and public's all over the Celtics tonight. So although we all know the Celtics are the better team, the Celtics are going to win the series. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Do they win Game 5 tonight or Game 4 tonight in sweep, or do they want to, or does everybody want, including the Celtics, to win at home in Game 5? And I don't think the Mavericks are going to go home tonight without a fight. It's just another thing. Like, that's why I'm kind of on the Mavericks tonight. And although I do worry about that call, I'm not that confident in that call because the Mavericks have been playing like shit, as we've all seen. And the Celtics are just, I mean, the Celtics are just unreal. They're so fucking good, and I hate the Celtics. So, I can't even talk shit about them, man. It's just they're fucking good. And But do you really think the Mavericks lose 4 games in a row, back-to-back games at home, facing elimination? That's why I said just throw a little bit on this game. It could go either way. I do feel stronger about the Mavs in the first half rather than I do in the full game. But the lines are so tight. It's really a toss-up. But I put my faith in what makes more money for the books and the odds makers, what makes more money for the NBA and the association as far as ad revenue and ticket sales. They want a Game 5, right? The house in Vegas want to sweep everybody's money who has their money on the Celtics to close out the series tonight. And that's why I'm riding the other way, and I'm riding with the Mavericks. I have my best bet for tonight on my VIP, on my winnable. If you guys want the exact best bet, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just straight Mavericks money line, so you might as well get it if you guys want that in the MLB Super Hammer for tonight, as well as the VIP player props on my winnable for tonight's game. Game 1 and 2, Mavs were 11 for 47, just 23% in wide open three-point shots. In Game 3, they were 7 for 22, just 31% in wide open three-point shots at home. They have not been hitting any of their three-point shots. And, the only reason that the game was kind of close in Game 3 is because the Celtics weren't hitting many three-point shots either. But the Mavericks have just been absolutely disgustingly terrible. And they're shooting 3 points. And facing a team like the Celtics, you have to be hitting 3 points or you don't even stand a chance. So the Mavericks couldn't shoot any worse from 3. So if they come out tonight and start lacing threes, they very well could. This could be a tight game, and the Mavericks could take this game. Let's talk about a little bit more of the script. Guess who's refereeing tonight? Scott Foster. He's known to blow the whistle more than any other ref in the NBA. And he's also a series-extending referee. Was he planted there by the NBA? Bro, who the fuck knows anymore? But just want to tell you guys that also adds into the conspiracy script side of things to prolong this series. I want to talk about also in Game 3, field goal percentages, right? So shots from the field, 2-pointers, right? The Mavs were 44.2%, Celtics 46.3%, 3-point percents, right? Mavericks were 36%, Celtics were 37%. Rebounds, Mavs were 43 rebounds, Celtics with 36 rebounds. Points in the paint, Mavericks had 52 points in the paint, Celtics had 36 points in the paint. So it's pretty even across the board. But what was the real difference is the Mavericks had 25 three-point attempts, and they made 9 of them. The Celtics had 46 three-point attempts, and they made 17 of them. So the Celtics just made much more three-pointers, and it's tough, to win when you're getting outshot by 3. Like, how are you going to win? Even if you're making more 2-point shots, like they're making more 3-point shots. And the Mavericks have been pretty trash at foul shots as well and free throws. So if the Mavericks don't pick up their shooting today, it's lights out. But I think that they will, and it's a bounce back spot for them as far as shooting percentages. And we need to see some of these role players like PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Derek Jones. We need to see these guys shine today. And And you know what? I think it's today that they probably will. That they have to, or it's either they don't. And that's why I say it's a toss-up, because if these guys don't do shit, Luka can't win this game by himself. We see him get a triple-double, and they can't even win the game. So obviously Luka's going to show up. I hope Kyrie shows up again. And then we need a PJ Washington. We need a Daniel Gafford. We need somebody else. We need a Derek Lively to go crazy like he was going against the Wolves. We need somebody else, and the Mavericks can take this game. Let's talk about player props a little bit, and I'll get out of here. So we got Drew Holiday. I like him over 12.5 points. Game 3, he was 4 of 9 shooting, and he just shot 1 3-point shot. And he didn't even hit a free throw. He still landed at 9 points. And I also like PJ Washington over on points. Like I said, he's got to step up tonight. I really like him as well. Let's take a look first at Drew Holiday here. So I like Drew Holiday's PRAs, to be honest, and as you can see from the last 10 games, he's been really going crazy, and he is a finals candidate for the MVP of the finals. It's at 23.5 tonight. I like his PRAs. I also like PJ Washington. I like his three-pointers. I think he's going to be taking three-point shots tonight, and they couldn't shoot any worse than threes, and he still cashed last time. I had him at 1.5. So I like his points. I like his three-pointers, but I more like his three-pointers. I like Al Horford in the first quarter, and I cashed off of this last time, and anybody that locked in my free play from my Discord or my Winnable, which I also have free plays, and I have a free slip for this game. I like Al Horford over first quarter points. He only needs to do 2 or 2.5, and he's been crushing this line. Daniel Gafford in points, 7.5 tonight. I mean, he went under last time, but like I said, the Mavericks facing elimination at home. I think that their role players have to step up and do something. That's just my opinion. And I like Derek White, first quarter assists. He only needs 0.5, and he's been smashing this line pretty consistently here. And he's hit it actually 80%, 16 out of 20 games of the last 20 games. So I like Derek White over 0.5 first quarter assists. I also like Derek White over in three-pointers made. 3.5, but I mean, actually, chill. Maybe not three pointers made. That's pretty high, and he's just been cashing this. Maybe not 3-pointers. Do not do 3-pointers. I didn't lean towards that at all. I just wanted to look at it, but I do like his first quarter assists. And I like I had Al Horford first quarter points. I like Al Horford first quarter points. I like Derek White first quarter assists. I like Daniel Gafford, Drew Holiday, PJ Washington, Kyrie for threes perhaps, or points. But Kyrie's kind of a toss-up. I do think he'll go down fighting today, though. And Luka, you can never fade Luka. You guys know that already by now. I'm not fading superstars. And then maybe you look whoever you prefer, Tatum or Brown. You want to probably take their overs on points because those two, like I said, whether the Celtics win tonight and end the series, one of them is going to be the MVP for the finals, or if they send it back to Boston, they're still going. Every game counts for them, so believe that those two are going to be trying to put up points. So you can lock in Brown points, you can lock in Tatum points, put them on different slips, whoever you guys prefer, you guys like more for those two players. I personally am neutral on both of them. I probably think that Tatum will lock this in just because he's more of a bigger media favorite. And I think he is, I don't know, I just have a vision that Tatum's going to be the MVP, deserves it, probably will get it. Nonetheless, if you guys appreciate the video, drop me a like, subscribe, comment who you guys like for player props tonight, comment who you think is going to win the game, and I will see you guys in the next video. Spence Locks.